Cornish Library being a heritage building and just having, it feels like you're walking into a castle or something out of another time era, which it is. And it just has a wonderful feel, even within the library are little nooks of, like there's a child's area where lots of parents just sit and read with their children, which is probably the most important thing in preparing your child to be a lifelong reader and to be literate.
The fact that it is a Carnegie library, I think, is important. Andrew Carnegie was an Scottish-born American industrialist who made a great fortune in the steel industry. But when he sold his business, he became a philanthropist. He built over 2,500 libraries around the world. And every one of them had the motto, free to all. He felt it was so important that the library services be free to all. And so he felt that books were the key to anyone's future, and that libraries should be free to all, I think is just embodied in the history of Cornish and is important going forward as well.
I just remember the smell of the library and the books and reading books like Freddie the Detective, which inspired me to be a lifelong reader.
So what we're doing is we're looking at renovating and refurbishing these two branches. Trying to make them more functional by today's public library standards, maybe a little greener, a little more energy efficient, very much more accessible. These were buildings that were built at the turn of the last century when people didn't think the same way they do about accessibility issues today. And we want our public libraries to be open, accessible, energy efficient buildings and meet the functional needs of our public today.
Opportunities created with the accessibility is really very exciting. And these are Carnegie libraries, and so we're very excited that they're going to be around and that more people can use them.
One problem is just the accessibility for all people for the library. Often we have children that have mobility issues, and being able to go up and down the stairs is impossible without the assistance of an adult or a few adults.
It's a safety aspect as well. It's not just disabled people, but it's young mothers, young parents, young families are very difficult for them as well.
It's now quite difficult for a lot of people to get up those stairs. Even elderly people sometimes have trouble with mobility issues. So, and there are a lot of elderly people who use the library, as well as lots of young families. So I think the elevator is essential for the continuation of Cornish as a community facility.
I'm Sandy Hyman, Chair of the Winnipeg Library Foundation. We know that people from all over Winnipeg have and continue to treasure the Cornish Library as a cornerstone of our city for the last 100 years. 2015 is Cornish Library's 100th anniversary. Now we are leading the campaign to renovate this beautiful heritage building and make it fully accessible. We want to ensure that this library will continue to be a valuable public facility for the next 100 years too. Your donation will help make this possible. Please join us. We look forward to working with you. For more information, visit winnipeg library foundation.ca.